not prepared to break the silence. I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees, and I may fall as I'm so close to the edge.
Well, this feels weird. Just typical. Everything is going wrong tonight. The internet's gone off. Brilliant. Everything's just going wrong. Everything that could possibly go wrong is going wrong. Typical. This is strange. Getting back to the old Burnley stuff. As you can see, we are still amidst a World Cup, which, you know, them behind that shoulder, definitely not them. Mirror cameras, definitely not them ones. They're definitely not in it. However, they are, and they take on France this Saturday. How are we all? Doing? As I say, we are back with the Burnley stuff already. To be fair, I am looking forward to the fact that we are back to the domestic stuff. Who doesn't love a domestic? I mean, this house is full of them. That said, welcome back. Really appreciate all the love and support. We're bringing you another match preview today ahead of Sunday's clash when Burnley take on QPR at Loftus Road. And I think the World Cup might have come at a good time for QPR and QPR fans. However, we do have a QPR fan joining us who's had a little bit of trouble with the camera. And to be fair, what isn't going wrong tonight? Typical, just Virgin Media. Every time I go live at 7 o'clock, it conks out. Don't know why. It better sort its shit out for now. That said, please, if you can, do show your support. We are currently live on Facebook, Twitch, and on YouTube. So please join us on all three platforms. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and click that notification bell if you want to be notified when we next go live. Please do. You can drop a like through Facebook. You can drop a like on our YouTube page. You can subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch and Facebook. But it's on YouTube where I could do with you all doing three. We are back up and running, hopefully. It wouldn't surprise me if it does go again at some point, but we are back up and running. It's nice to see Diddy Dan back as well. Diddy Dan is back in the building. However, you can find us on social media. There is a lot of places you can find us. I'm a social whore bag. If you want to find us on socials, look for Turf Morehouse TV in all these places. And without further ado, we have Conor in the hizzles. How are you doing, Conor?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Anytime. Obviously, a QPR supporter. Let us know, since when did you start supporting QPR? A little bit about yourself and where people can, follow you and your socials.
I've been a QPR fan all of my life. Well, my dad really, and my granddad grew up in the area, or I followed that on. And yeah, no, I'm football crazy. I study football coaching and management. I am a qualified coach. I'm a qualified referee. Pretty much every single day of my week is surrounded by something football related, which is a fantastic thing. I have so many great opportunities in the sport. And with the socials thing, I'll be honest with you, I'm not one for socials. I just keep myself to myself. If I get invited on, I get invited on. It all started with Claude, really. I got really, really close with Claude. Lovely man, God rest his soul. And obviously, I went on a few other channels. But he actually gave me an opportunity when I was younger, and to come on his channel many, many times, not just to speak QPR, but to speak football. That's what he did best. And we had some great times. But yeah, just football mad, really, I am.
No, not wrong with that. Not wrong with that. Finger in a few pies by the looks of things.
Definitely.
And no wonder the camera's not working when you're a referee. How
Oh
ironic! How
yeah. That's
ironic!
a good point.
Hide the identity so you don't get pelters on a match day. But no, it's nice to have you on. I really do appreciate it. There is a link to your Twitter page in case anybody needs a QPR fan throughout the season. I hope you don't mind that being in the
Oh yes,
description.
of course. Always up for a good old chat.
No problem. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, please do go check out Conor. The link to his Twitter page is in the description of this video via YouTube. So please check that out. Right, let's address the elephant in the room that we said off camera. You had a manager, Michael Beale, came in, stepped down from being Gerrard's number two, joined you, did remarkably well. You were firing your way up the table, in amongst it. You were top of the league at one point because of our result against Sheffield United. But
Yeah.
the Wolves link came about. Then he turned them away, screamed about loyalty. 5 losses on the bounce, and Scotland he went. I mean, what were your thoughts on it all?
Well, I mean, where do I start, really? It was, I think, when he first came in, I think a lot of QPR fans were excited. I was. We were linked with him for a bit of time. There was a few others, the usual people like Sean Dyche and all that, but we know we wanted to go down this young coach sort of pathway. We've got a lot of young players we want developing, so it sort of made sense. And Bill apparently is the next best thing since sliced bread. So he was brought in, and yeah, I think we played okay. I know we were top league at one point, but I felt we were quite lucky because in that period we lost against Blackpool and drew against Rotherham in 1 week, both at home. And I think that disguised a couple of the sort of fantastic results we had. And then obviously you had the Wolves link come about, and I said to my mates, I said, I'm more concerned because I know actually around that time Rangers were sort of a bit upset with their manager. And I know a lot of
Yeah,
fans were calling for his head. So, and I said to my mates, I said, I'll be more worried if Rangers came in than if Wolves did. And then obviously he turned Wolves down. He said what he said about, I can't be the first man to jump the ship. And honest, I'm integral. I've told these young players to buy into what I want. Obviously, just over a month later, he leaves to Rangers. And it's interesting actually because about a week and a half after those comments, he actually went to watch a Rangers game with his entire coaching staff. Um, and I was bemused at that actually when I saw that, because I'm thinking to myself, well, you might go up yourself, if you've got a bit of spare time. I completely understand, your foot manager, but when you bring your entire coaching staff and the manager, everyone's calling for the manager's head, you get a bit concerned, and there's a bit of something off about that. And then here we go, a week ago, just over a week ago, Michael Beale's now the new Rangers manager, and I'm upset. I'm angry. Not the fact that he's left, but the comments that he said to lie to the fan base. And it made me laugh because he had a press conference at Rangers, and he said, at that time I was being honest and integral and all that. And I think to myself, that isn't the point. You made a commitment to these young players, and then you've ditched them just over a month after you say that. After a few results don't go your way, you jump in at the first opportunity you can. And this is a manager, by the way, who believes in his potential. I believe in his potential. He will be like another Graham Potter. I can feel it. He's a good young English coach, plays a really expansive way, and he will get that top job in the end. But to go from the Championship, and it's not like we're in a bad position. We're sixth, seventh in the table.
Yeah.
You know, playing okay. Yes, we've had a few dodgy results before the World Cup, but you would hope, after the World Cup, nice break. Let's get back to it. But no, he took this opportunity straight away, and fair play to him. I don't wish him the best because he lied to us. I don't like
Yeah.
lies, but then also on the same token, no one's bigger than the club. So if they want to go, they can go, and I'll open the door and shut it for them. And that's the mindset I think every club should have. And yeah, I mean, you've got Vincent Company. I'm sure he'll be. I know he was already touted for the Belgium job already.
Yeah.
People looking at that, and I think he's made a decision he won't go because it's too early for him, and that's exactly what Mick Beale should have been saying. They're not jumping at the first opportunity, so that's loyalty for you. But we don't have that at our club, unfortunately.
No, it's like I say, it's a very bad, sour subject to bring up. But as you said off camera, the anger just comes flying back. But give us your thoughts on your season so far, because we are fast approaching the winter transfer window. Probably, okay, maybe just under halfway, with the World Cup curtailing us. But how have you? What's been your perception of QPR so far this season?
I think you'll get a big split in the fan base when you ask that question, because I don't think a lot of people expected us to be there. I know we've been around this sort of position a few times, even last season. Like the first half of last season, we were brilliant and we had all those injuries and we derailed completely. And it's been sort of a similar season. We built up this really big, good run of form, and then we've had a few losses. We've had a few injuries in that time. Players haven't particularly been playing too well. I think the manager's made a few wrong decisions in that time. But if someone said to me, "You'll be seventh pretty much midway through the season," I'd be like, yes, I will take that straight away, because you're not out of it in terms of the playoffs. And I don't think we'll get automatic, no way. I think there's a lot stronger teams. I think there'll be teams in January above us who will be doing a lot more business than we will. And also then you get the uncertainty of players who are out of contract at the end of the season, such as Chris Willock. I think we might actually have an extension for 1 year on his contract. I'm not really sure on that, but again, when you've got players who are playing really well, like Elias Chair as well, who's still with Morocco in the World Cup, people will come knocking at your door. So that always has a bit of uncertainty. And now you've got a manager who left. You've got Ethan Laird, who we got from Man United on loan, could be recalled to go and join Rangers, believe it or not. So
Wow.
it's one of those sort of, apparently the new man in is going to be Neil Critchley. That's nearly a done deal. Personally, it's a cheap option. He's also not loyal because he replaced Bill at Aston Villa, leaving Blackpool after he did a really, really good job at Blackpool, I think.
Yeah, he did. That's on them from a great art, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think, again, he's a fantastic young coach who's probably got a big future ahead of him, but he took a big opportunity and it backfired. This is what I mean. It's just that taking those risks and gambles. If you got offered the manager's job at Aston Villa, I might understand, but assistant coach to leave Blackpool, I know it's also there's big golf in the clubs and whatever, but actually Gerrard ain't a particularly good manager or coach anyway. Bill was doing it, his coaching staff was doing that for him. And yeah, I mean, if we get him, it'll be okay. He's got experience, I suppose, with young players and in the Championship, probably more than what Bill had. So I wouldn't be upset, but I think there's better candidates up there. But I mean, the club just like saving money any way they can. They're literally the Poundland, the border Poundland. They don't. It would be nice if they upgraded to Morrison's, but they're not. They're just staying with the Poundland. So it's a shame, but yeah, it's the way it is, I suppose.
I mean, it's strange because obviously over the years, I'm going to take a few comments after this question, but we've seen the highs and the lows of QPR recently, in over the last probably 5 or 10 years, where you had Tony Fernandez come in, you've had all this bulk of money, you've had some decent players playing at the club. You had that Hearts of the Premier League, and then all of a sudden, dropped to the Championship and sort of stayed there. Which in a way is sort of like a good thing, because sometimes you can just go relegation after having a fair bit of money to spend. But what's been your thoughts on it? I mean, in terms of the progression of the club. Les Ferdinand coming in as director of football, just little things like that. What's your thoughts on the internal things going on at the club?
progression-wise, in terms of financially, it's got a lot better. You see, we sold Abirieze for nearly 20 million, and we paid nothing for him. He came through our academy. Things like that have been good. We've slashed the wage bill entirely. We have got new young players into the team. So in terms of that, I have to give Les his due. I think the frustration for the fans is that we haven't had an out and out number 9 really scoring 10 plus goals for quite a bit of time now. And we've had, you've got Lyndon Dykes, Scotland's number 9, but he's so inconsistent. You've had Charlie Austin, he came back, it was great for the club, but he ain't guaranteed to get you over even a 5 goal mark in his standards. And then we've had to rely on other players to get us goals. And it's unfair,
I was going to
really.
say, I think you had Naki Wells on loan for us at one
Yeah,
point
and
as well.
actually, Naki Wells, to be fair, he was superb because we had him under McLaren, and then we got him back on another loan when Warbson came in. And then he wanted to actually stay at QPR, but we weren't willing because I think he turned about 29, 30 at that point, and the club
Yeah.
weren't willing to pay 2 million from Burnley for him or whatever. So we went to Bristol City, or however the price was, but he did want to stay at QPR, and the owner told him that, but the owner said, "Well, sorry, it's not. If you were 5 years younger, we might have probably considered it, but even still, paying that sort of money is a bit out of our price range, really." Which is a shame because he loved the club, we loved him, and yeah, he knew where the back of the net is. Would I say he's a 20-goal striker? Maybe 5, 6 years ago, yes.
Yeah.
Not anymore. In Huddersfield days, he was superb. But yeah, I mean, that's probably been where we've been lacking, really, and it's been hard because when you're not allowed to spend a lot of money, and you're getting, I mean, a few years ago, I think we signed like 6 loan players, and then they go back to their club, and you've got to start over again. You got to start over again. It's that constant cycle. It's difficult for any manager to basically start with a new team. Even this season, we made like, I don't even know, 7, 8, 9 signings, and that's virtually a new squad.
Yeah, of
I
course,
mean,
yeah.
some of them are players for the future, mind you. So you can understand, that, yeah. But still, with a new manager and a completely virtually new squad, it's difficult. It's difficult for any manager, and we've had that for quite well, God knows how many seasons we've had that now, where we've had to start over again. This season, I think we've only got 3 players on loan, but even so, it's probably the 2 best. Well, one of the best players in our squad, Ethan Laird, who I talked to you about already. He might be going back in January anyway. So it's really frustrating. And when I was really, really jealous of Burnley because I know when you came down, obviously I know you had a lot of change in the club, but the players you're bringing in, and I know you spent quite a good amount of money, and I'm thinking to myself, I only wish we had that sort of money, and you
See,
do
it's
get
strange though,
jealous.
because a lot of people seem to think that we've spent a lot, but we hadn't. I
Yeah,
mean, we made, in terms of like player turnover, obviously when we came down, we knew we were going to have to sell because I think there was something in place with an amount of money we borrowed had to be paid back if we go down in full. So we knew we had to make player sales. So the likes of Pope, probably got a fee for Vegos going on loan to Besiktas. Obviously, Conor going. Ben Mee, Tarkowski, all leaving on Dwight McNeil, etc. All these players that you've sort of known and to be around Burnley Football Club for a long period of time, all of a sudden then shipped out. And we made roughly 65, 70 million in player sales. And yet we've only spent probably just under or just around 20 million. So I know that sounds silly when you say, oh, it's just about 20 million. But like in today's market, I suppose it's like peanuts, isn't it? That's pocket money in today's football. The players we picked up have been for a 1.5 euro. I think the highest player we paid for was something like 4 million. And
I mean, for me, you even saying 4 million,
yeah,
we don't even have that transfer budget in
no.
general. Even 3 million, even two's pushing it. So it's like 20 million. I know it don't sound a lot to you, but when you've got a decent team already, you still got the Barnes, you still got Rodriguez. There's still
I
really
won't say
good players
decent with
there.
Barnes. I mean, he turned up against Blackburn. That's about it. And then
Yeah, okay, I suppose, but you still got Premier League players in there, players who've
yeah,
been with you for quite a bit of time, and then you spend 20 million to add to that, and even a lot of clubs will be thinking, oh god, and I know at the start of the season it wasn't particular. I know you're getting a lot of draws and you're having a lot of possession. It was like, when are we going to get those wins? When are we going to get it over the line? and that's started to happen now. And I think you will run away with it. I have no doubt. I can't see you losing. It's when I watch Burnley now, and I've watched Burnley the last few games, I don't see them losing games of football. And
It's strange. It's really
I know.
strange because like we've gone from route one hoofball to rolling it out at the back, playing passes, being patient with it, and then striking when when you feel like the chance is there. It's sort of so strange to watch. I mean, even when pre-season, I went to Shrewsbury pre-season, and the amount of, shall we say, the older generation of Burnley support that have seen us constantly just launch it for years upon years,
Mm.
to all of a sudden see us playing expansive football. You wanted to see the look on some of their faces, like, what the heck is this? But to us, people around our age that are still sort of, they've seen that Route One stuff, but they've also seen how expansive football has become now.
Mm.
For us to do it, it's almost like, whoa, and we're still in the first season of doing it, and the success we're getting off it. It is a little bit strange. It is a little bit strange, like I say, in comparison to, what you said. You said under Beale, you were playing some, good attacking football. So what is it that sort of, well, I go back to these, I look back at the last three games, minus the Livingston win.
Mm. Yeah,
you
what a win.
It's always good to come back and bounce back with a win, isn't it? Obviously, sorry to mention it again, but there was the 2-0 loss away at Coventry, a 2-1 loss at home to Huddersfield, and 1-0 at West Brom. I mean, three teams there that I think all three were in the relegation zone, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, they were.
So, was that a big sucker punch for you as a supporter, seeing that? And did the World Cup sort of come at the right time to regroup and go again when we come back?
Well, the World Cup came at a completely fantastic time. I couldn't wait. I wanted the players go to Dubai, go do whatever you don't normally do. Take drugs, smoke whatever you want, and come back for it. I don't care what they honestly at that point. But the results, and this is really what I became frustrated with. The excuses Michael Beale was making was similar to Mark Warburton's, where, oh well, we just weren't fit enough today, or it's taking a strain on the team, or whatever. And then he had the decency against Coventry, that final game of his tenure. He said, "Oh well, it wasn't all bad. Rob Dickey had a shot on target. He's our centre back. He was our only shot on target." That's how sterile the football got. Whereas sideways, 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 similar to Warburton, where we would have 70% possession and we were just playing it around the back three. That isn't trying to win games of football. That's just you just want to keep the ball. And then Michael Ball started to turn to stats a little bit. Oh well, we had a lot of the ball today, but yeah, but what are you doing with it? What are you telling the players to do with it? Because obviously they're not doing anything. What do you tell them just to pass it to each other and not go forward? I mean, what's the plan here? What's the emphasis? And even so, I mean, the Huddersfield game, two set pieces we conceded there. It was just dreadful. Huddersfield, I mean, to be fair, I was expecting them to come there and do something because Carlos Corberan, you get a new manager bounce, that happens. Um, and I honestly think the second half of the season, they will be up there. I think they will push. It will be almost like that Nottingham Forest type revival. I
Yeah,
think you'll see complete because they'll definitely spend in January, 100%, and they've got a good group there anyway. And Carlos Corberan, he's a very good manager. Very jealous that West Brom got him. So I watch out for them definitely. It's just ridiculous, really, the excuses that were being made, especially the team that we had. I know injuries, and we, it's difficult but there's no excuse because if you are playing Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, everyone else is doing it too. So
yeah,
there's no excuse to say stuff like that. And we don't have the biggest squad, but we've got players who can come in and make an impact. And, I think Bill had his favourites, definitely, 100% he did. And he was very stubborn, very similar to Wilton, wouldn't change the way he's playing. And if you don't have a manager who's adaptable, and actually, I lie, he did make a few changes at half time against certain teams, but he would never change formation. He would pretty much say the same thing after every game when we started to lose. And it felt to me, and apparently what's been said and released is that after the Wolves' interest came in, there'd been rumours in the club that he might be going to Rangers anyway, and the players had actually apparently just said, "Fuck this, I don't want to play for you anymore."
So
Apparently,
that's why he
mate.
sort of has come out, made it out to the fans that loyalty's loyalty, and I'm not going to the Prem, but already knew where he was putting his head.
Yeah, and the players apparently knew that as well. I mean, they're just rumours, but it does make sense because after that Wolves defeat, I think we only after the Wolves came in, we actually only won one game, and that was against Wigan at home, and we just lost or drew every game after that. So it does make sense. But I mean, I don't like to look too much on the past now. And I mean, I know Neil Critchley, if he does take over, he obviously won't be there for Sunday. He might be in the crowd watching, which I probably expect him to do so. But I have no good feeling with our interim manager, Paul Hall, who's our BT manager. I think he's dreadful. So, I mean, to be honest, if Burnley don't walk out of Loftus Road on Sunday with a 3-0 win, I'd be very surprised. Honestly, I just don't feel the energy might be still there in the team, but also we're missing Chair. Dieng's just come back with Senegal. I'm really, really concerned. And if we do get Critchley in, he doesn't have a lot of time for the players. We've had 2 weeks to get a manager in, and it's nearly the Burnley game, and we haven't. And the worst thing was, in the statement that was released when Bill went, they actually had a short list already prepared if Bill had gone to Wolves, who they'd interview or who they'd want to take over. So that list has always been there. They knew Bill was most likely going to leave, and they've still left it so late. And that's probably one of my other frustrations and everyone else's frustration in the club. Why haven't we got someone in sooner? Especially Critchley. If you really wanted him, he isn't in a job. He'd probably take the job 100%. Why is he not in that job much quicker? Why do we have to wait until tomorrow or 2 days or 1 day before the Burnley game or even after the Burnley game? He's our new boss. Why could you got him a week ago? At least set his stamp on the players. Even if we lost against Burnley, okay, I understand. Top of the league, new manager, but he can actually have a really good understanding of how his players are going to play for him, see how his ideas have adapted over a short space of time, and then go from there. But no, the club have wasted time once again, and we're back to square one. And it's getting to the point now where the championships a tight league anyway. If you don't win a game, and other teams do, you could drop 3-4 places very easily. So that needs to change. We need to start picking up points. You never know, we might turn up on Sunday and we might be 3-0 up in the first 10 minutes and it's the best game of my life. I doubt it as much as I want it.
You never know.
I know how good Burnley are. I mean, and we're really rubbish on Sky as well. Honestly, our record on Sky is the worst. So forget us even turning up. It'll be 3-0 before the game's even started because Sky's there. So I'm honestly, it's one of those. But I'm going to go in, smile on my face to the game on Saturday. Can't wait to see everyone because I've missed everyone for the last 4 weeks or however long it's been. And hopefully we get a result. But it's going to be a very tough game. Very, very tough game.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough as the away side looking at it because with it being on Sky, it got moved to Sunday, didn't it? And then it's 1 o'clock kickoff as well. So everyone and train delays and all that crap and carry on ahead of Christmas and stuff. It's just an absolute ball ache for the opposition. But that said, you've got to play everyone twice, and it is what it is at the moment. Let's have a look at a couple of comments then. The Stream Elements bot is running. Nice one. Doug's in the chat. Says, good evening to your fine self, Doug. My good lady is in upstairs watching the kids. She says, hey, and remember to give a thumbs up and give a sub if you're new here on the road to 1K. Yes, fingers crossed we will get there. Luke says, evening to your bad self. Hope you are well. The missus saying hi to them both. Callum says, you're going to whoop them, lad. Well, I hope so, but you never know. Luke says, QPR should go for Sean Dash or someone of his stature for me.
No.
You wouldn't want him?
No.
Why not?
I think with the players we've got, I think only one player, and that's Lyndon Dykes, would love his style of play. Unless he completely changes his style of play, I don't want him. I mean, then again, it's a really interesting thing because if you're playing badly but you're winning games, do you really care? But then I see football as an entertainment sport and I want to be entertained. And if I'm going to a match knowing you're going to set up 4-4-2 and go long, am I probably going to enjoy it? Probably not. But is it better than just passing around the back? probably is because at least you're trying to get forward. So
But
I don't know.
but he actually came out in an interview when he went and said, "Look, I don't want people to think I'm just this, defensive manager when I'm not." He said, "I can only do and work a tactic that I thought would work to the strengths of the players I had." So
I suppose, yeah.
this
With the
sort
players
of
he had at Burnley, yeah.
yeah. I suppose it would have been good to see him at least try to have done it once or twice, but. There we go. Anthony's Dean says, "Big up, Dan. Hope you're well, mate." Yeah, I'm not too bad. Not too bad. Plodding on. Anthony will be joining us at 9 p.m. tonight when we do our EFL predictions for the games
Ooh.
coming up this weekend, which is why I am going to stay stumped till 9 o'clock regarding my scoreline for this one. AFCB Fan TV says, "Bournemouth Burnley FA Cup stream. If I don't get tickets to go on the 7th of Jan, then yes, I will try and cover it. I will try and cover it if I can find one of those perfectly legal streams." Nate, however, says, "How's it going down?" It's still here. I'm still here, I suppose. It's not going too bad, but no, thank you for popping in, Nate. Really appreciate it. Luke says, "Mark Warburton built the foundation at QPR for Bill to push on. Thing that makes me laugh, he rejects a Wolves, said he was loyal, Rangers come, kisses his arse, goals, reminds me of Lampard." Well, Kate says, "Pope, we'll love that. Oh, I must have mentioned him at that point." I'm going to say Troy, even though it says Troj. But I'll just say Troj because it's G. Good luck, Burnley. Do you want to buy Conor back? Why?
I'll
I
take
mean,
him.
I'd have him back. The way we played, slot right into our system. But just because he's had a couple of injuries, trust me, when he's fully fit, you have got yourself a real player. Luke says, like this guy, he mentioned our success last season. He's a Forest fan, is Luke.
Oh, we both hate Derby. Then that's a good thing.
Naz is in. Hope you're well, Naz. Watching over on our Facebook channel. Simon's in. He says, "How do, Dan? Hope you're all well. Everybody is well. Evening to your fine self." Naz is in as well on his YouTube channel. He says, "North Devon check-in. Hope you are well." Henry's in as well, so hope you are well. Let us know your predictions in the chat. Let us know what you think the game is going to be. And yeah, like I say, we will be covering the game on Sunday. We will be doing a live watch along. So join us at 12:45 when we will be covering QPR versus Burnley. And like Conor said, he's not really looking forward to it with it being on Sky. We are also tomorrow evening going to be covering the Netherlands against Argentina. I would do the 3 p.m. kickoff, but it's a Friday and I've got to get the kids from school. So that said, do join us at 6:45 where we will be covering a watch along of that. And join us at 9 o'clock tonight as well. As I say, when we do the EFL prediction show. Right then, like you said, in regards to the table, still sat in sixth. A point could put you as high as, 3 points can put you as high as fourth. Looking at it, yes, you've drawn 4, lost 8, but won 9. I mean, what have been some of the most noticeable games for you and memorable ones of this season?
The memorable ones, the Luton loss is something that I really get upset about because that result really just typified where we were. Luton had beaten us since like 1982 or something like that, and we've had such a good record against them home and away, and then we just go there and get turned over. I think it was a brilliant own goal from us. I've never seen anything like it in my life. We almost just walked it in for them. It was just a catastrophe at the back. But apart from that, the best result was Watford away when we beat them. That win was just superb. I mean, to go there, I know, and I'm still surprised how Rob Edwards got sacked from Watford. I still don't understand that myself. I know he's at Luton now. Actually, and he's gone to join Luton as well. How's that to throw it back at Watford fans? But, well, not even the fans. I think the fans are okay, just the owners and the board and stuff. But that win away was superb. I mean, our home form has been pretty dire, and even Bill mentioned it. And I know we had a win against Cardiff. We beat Cardiff, and then we beat Wigan the same week. But I mean, we've just been turned over too many times, too easily, probably as well. And we haven't had a win, which I thought, except from the Watford game, that we really deserved to win. And that's the thing. It's been a lot of frustration because we haven't maybe given what we can give. But I know for a fact when Chair and Dykes and Willock's on that front three, it can be one of the best front threes in the Championship. I can assure you. I know Dykes doesn't always score. But if you really watch him, and I know a lot of QPR fans, this is probably the player we're most split over because his hold-up play is some of the best you will ever see. The way he lays it off the position. He reminds me sort of how Mourinho developed Harry Kane. Maybe converted him more into deep, dropping him far too deep. You see him now; he's actually never really advanced. He's always dropping back now. It's exactly what Dykes does, but Dykes doesn't always score. And I think he's only scored 5 goals this season, but he scored those 5 goals in 3 games. He scored 2 doubles and then like 1 singular goal.
Wow.
I know, which is really weird. But he's a really, really good player, and it's a shame that he doesn't probably. I know he doesn't score, but get the recognition he deserves. And it hurts me because you'll see it one game, everyone's on his back. The next game, if he scores and whatever, oh, we love him. I want him to start next game. No, they're thinking it's going to be rosy, and people don't understand. Football's not like that. Play's not like that, and Dykes has had a lot of pressure on him because he is Scotland's number 9. He came here with a lot of expectation. The first season, he was rubbish. Second season, he got better when Austin sort of paired up with him. He was scoring goals left, right, and actually setting them up as well. And then the season, it's been difficult for him. I know he's had a couple of injury problems. Having a new manager, he's missed a few sitters. He's probably missed about 3 open goals this season as well. Yeah, I know. It hurts me. And he's missed some of the just easiest chances in general. Like, he's just scuffed his shot and he's like about 3 yards out. I just think, oh my God, like, you want to get your fans back on your side, put those in the back of the net. Like, that's why I can see the frustration. But no, I mean, when we're on it, we're on it. I do think with the money that we spend, the players we have brought in, and we can match any team. I've seen that season against Watford, against Sheffield United. I've seen that. We can, even against Norwich away, that 0-0, it sounds rubbish, that result. But to go there, midweek with about 3-4 injuries to, really valuable players and get a result like that, I was delighted. I know they hit the post last minute, like literally the last kick of the game. But no, those sort of things, it shows we've got something. And I think we're a lot better against obviously the good sides, but against the really bad sides, we're dreadful. And I don't know why that happened. It's always been the case with us. It'd be nice to see a bit of consistency, certainly. But I think, hopefully with the break, Burnley has come. I'd rather play Burnley now than 5 weeks ago when we were dreadful.
Yeah.
Even without a manager, I probably would still rather play Burnley now. And maybe with our interim manager, he might breathe a new bit of life into us, new ideas. I know he might only be there for 1 game, but you know what? I think the pressure's on Burnley, certainly. I mean, I know there'd be a lot of speculation. Well, he's going to be our new manager, and I know Sky, we talk about that, but Burnley want to keep that good run going. They want to stay top of the table. We're not really expected to be there, so why can't we just go and play carefree? And if we get turned over, we get turned over. If we win, we win. If we draw, we draw. And that's how we should look at it on Sunday.
No, I mean, why not? Why not? So let me create a little scenario for you. I don't know. The interim manager goes down with the shits. Les Ferdinand gives you a call and says, "Look, I've heard about your pedigree. I've heard about all the pies you've got fingers in terms of sport. I know you've done your research."
I thought you were going to say something else. Oh God.
He comes to you and says, "Look, can you stand in? Can you just pick the starting 11 for Sunday's game? Who would be in your starting 11?"
Dieng in goal. It will be a back four. Laird, Dickey. I'd say Clark Salter, because I think there's pace in the front line of Burnley, especially with Teller. I'm really concerned about him. Does he play on the left or right, by the way?
Teller, he sort of see. It's going to be interesting because obviously Anas Sarori's still out there with Morocco
Yeah.
as well as Chair. So um, whether Teller will move over to the left, normally plays on the right side, and Anas Sarori on the left.
Hmm. Well, we've got Kenneth Powell, who on left back, who probably been the best business I've ever seen down at QPR for a long time. He's 5'6". We got him on a free transfer from PSE as well, or whatever. He's a Dutch guy. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
the way he's adapted to the English game, I've never seen a man who will compete against some of the tallest players. You'll see him just drop into a centre back position, and you think you ain't going to win anything. But the amount of headers he wins and how physical he's got, plus the attacking attributes, he can cross the ball. He's fast. He's a bit more physical now. I mean, that will be a good battle. Tell us on the left or right side against Laird or against Power. I think that'd be a really, really good battle, and I'd watch out for that. Um, but yeah, I think in midfield. We will literally have Sam Field. I think he's played every game for us. He's been so vital. He's so underrated. He's a good player. Then I'll play Amos and Johansson. And I play a 4-3-3. Well, I don't know. Could we actually play like a Christmas tree system under Bill? But I don't know whether the interim manager will keep that or not. But I've got a funny suspicion he'll go to it'd be like a 4-2-3-1 maybe. And if that's the case, Willock will be on one side, Roberts will be on the other, Dykes will be up front, number 10, God knows who we're going to put in there because Chair's not here. He might even play a 4-4-2 and put Sinclair Armstrong and Dykes up top. Sinclair Armstrong, by the way, if you haven't heard of him, this young Irish talent who is the most. I've never seen a 19-year-old as bulky and as physical and so fast as him. Honestly, everyone calls him the Beast, and it reminds me of Les Ferdinand. And I've been told stories about Les Ferdinand because Les Ferdinand got himself so physical, like in the gym, is that every time he started to run, he started to pick up injuries really easily.
Wow.
And that's what I do fear for Armstrong. He's so physically built. Honestly, I've never seen physique like it in my life. He should be a bodybuilder, and he's so strong. That will be a good battle. If it's Dykes and Armstrong up top, I think that will really give the Burnley backline a challenge. Plus, obviously, you got someone like Chris Willock, who's he's one of the standout talents of the Championship for sure, who can do anything when given space and time, and So I am excited. I mean, it depends. Like I said, I don't know a lot about the interim manager because he does all the youth side of the game and whatever. But I reckon it might actually be a 4-4-2. I reckon he might actually play that. And if he does, fantastic, because I think 4-4-2, as much as it has its weaknesses, and everyone talks about it, oh well, that's from the 1980s. You shouldn't play that. I think we've got the players right now to play that sort of system, and I think we've still got players who are very creative in that system, and we've got pace. So yeah, I mean that would be my lineup. But to be honest, I don't care who plays. I just hope they're up for it. You could play the entire youth squad if they're up for it. Play them.
Yeah.
That's sort of where I'm at this point because I think with the new manager coming in, they need to start playing. I want to be starting for this club. I want to be the first name on the team sheet. Well, prove it. You've got an opportunity Sunday afternoon, Sky cameras, new manager probably in the crowd. Show yourself off. You got nothing. You like I said, the pressure ain't on us. It's on Burnley, 100%. So
Yeah,
go out
yeah.
and play.
Got
Do
nothing to
your
lose.
game. Yeah. And I sound like I'm talking like a relegation side. I know we're not because I know we're sixth in the table, and it should be actually. Well, you're sixth in the table. You should really be giving it a go anyway. But even still, I think no one put us there. Every game now should just be go out and do your thing. Put yourself in the shop window. If a club comes in for you at the end of the season, Rangers will probably be in for 3 of our players in January anyway. So I won't be surprised if that happens. But yeah, we should just completely go for it. And it's a shame really, but that's my mindset right now until we get a new manager in. And I mean, if it is Critchley, God forbid, but if if he's the only one out there who wants the job, or we've approached and we really want him, then I've got to go for it. 'Cause to be honest, they did get the Bill appointment right. I do think that was the
Yeah.
right appointment. So I hope that they've done their research again, and then they're doing the same, obviously, with Critchley. Like I said, he is a cheap option because he hasn't got a club. I know Mark Robbins was really high on the short list, and I really like Mark Robbins. I think the job he's done at Coventry over the past few years has been superb, especially with the situation they're under now with their stadium and all of that. It might be the perfect time to jump ship like Bill and come to QPR. So yeah, but I'm really excited for Sunday. I sound excited. I'm scared and excited at the same time, and I think on Sunday I have butterflies in my stomach. But let's just go for it.
Can't beat a good nervous poo before a game. Don't worry about it. Henry says there is someone to step in for QPR as interim manager until the board decide on the person to become manager. Did you say it's Paul Hall?
Yeah, so he's our B team manager, and he used to be the manager of Jamaica. I mean, I don't know how he's our interim manager, but the issue is because Bill took the entire coaching staff with him, so it's
Yeah.
not like we had like one of the coaches to take over. So we've literally had to just say, well, you're the next one in line pretty much till someone comes in. So we haven't really had a choice. So yeah, I mean, he speaks well, and it's funny after the Livingston game because he was in charge for that. He said, "Well, we've got an honest group of lads here who don't want to jump ship." Basically, just taking the piss out of Mick Bill's comments, and everyone was saying, "Right, put the contract down, let him sign it. He can have how much he wants. We want him. He's the man. At least he's being honest with us." But yeah, I mean, that did make me chuckle, to be honest. But yeah. Does that make him deserve a contract? Probably not. But I mean, it was funny. It definitely was. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, if he wins against Burnley, I mean, why not give him a contract? He'd be our new Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, wouldn't he? One of those interims who take over.
No, well, could be. Ravi, I've got one thing to say to that comment. It says Burnley should be playing a different style under Company. None of this long ball FC. Get more ball playing players. Watch us on Sunday. You'll be in for a shock with the way Burnley play now. We
Definitely
are not
a Blackburn fan. That definitely very
I think
upset.
Ravi supports Leicester.
Oh God, I don't know if that's even worse or not.
I'm sure Ravi's a Leicester fan. I'm not sure. Comfort. Is it Leicester or Liverpool, Ravi? Either way, it's one of the
It's not
two.
looking good for Liverpool this season, is it? Really?
No, definitely not. But honestly, watch us on Sunday, 1:00 kickoff. We are, Liverpool. Thought it was. It was. But that said, yeah, we are playing expansive football, and we are doing things a lot differently. Not a little, a lot differently to what it was in the dinosaur age of Sean Dash. Simon says, "Up Robbins goes to QPR, then we can get Gyökeres in Jan." Gyökeres mentioned how important Robbins has been. He did, and with all the stuff going on at Coventry at the moment, you'd have thought now's the time to try and pry him away, wouldn't you? It's a tough one. Ravi says, I'm bigging you guys up. I'm saying hopefully you don't go back to the old. Right, okay, yeah. I don't think we will. Right, Conor, I want to play a little game with you. It's
oh God.
It's called This or That.
This or that.
Don't worry, the voiceover work never took off. That said, basically, I'm just going to mention two things. You're just going to have to tell me one or basically which one you prefer out of the two, and you can only choose one. So I'll start off nice and easy for you. Home games or away games?
Oh, that isn't an easy one. It's got to be home games, definitely. Can't beat them.
No, that's true. Netflix or YouTube?
Ooh.
Depends who you're chilling with.
Well, yeah, there is that.
If you're on your own, YouTube.
Well, yeah. Well, there are some nice, romantic movies on Netflix to get me crying and all that. Yes, I'll go Netflix on that one.
Netflix, happy days. Work hard or play hard?
Depends what I'm playing with, really. To be honest, I mean,
I like your thinking. I like your thinking.
yeah, I'm sure you do. I will go play hard.
Why not? Why not? Right, let's throw a tough one in there. Ray Wilkins or Les Ferdinand?
Oh God. Oh, this
It's
is
like
this
choosing
is
between your
tough.
mum and dad, isn't it?
Well, don't make. Oh, I can pick one of those easily. Um,
Me too.
yeah. No, I will pick Ray Wilkins. I know Les Ferdinand's our top ever goal scorer, but Ray Wilkins, I mean, he's just everyone adored him. Everyone did.
Yeah, fair shout. Facebook or Twitter?
Oh, Twitter. Oh, it's more bitchy on there, and I love bitchy.
Clint Hill or Sean Derry?
Oh, this is a brilliant one. They are both well loved down at QPR. I just want to say both of them are well loved, but it's got to be Sean Derry. Sean Derry, my lord. Sean Derry. I'm
Sean
not going to get it, but no,
Derry.
yeah, Sean Derry, real leader, gave everything.
I was gonna Eberiche Eze or Adel Taarabt.
Yeah, this one's actually more straight. It's got to be Traps. That season he had was probably one of the best individual seasons anyone would ever have. To get, I think, what 21 goals and 19 assists or whatever it was. That is just superb. And the way he made it look easy. It wasn't just the goals and assists. What he could do with a ball. It was like watching Maradona. Honestly, he had that that finesse about him. He was superb. Shame he became lazy. And he always was, even before Warnock turned him down, he was lazy because Redknapp. I don't know if there's a story. Warnock actually said in a podcast. Redknapp said to him, "How have you done that with Tuab? Like, honestly, he's the most laziest rubbish player I've ever seen." And then after obviously Warnock left, he became lazy and he started stropping around the pitch. And it's a shame really because he had the potential to go so far, so far.
No, that's true. Don't worry, they get easier. Cats or dogs?
Dogs for me. I've got a dog. He's lovely, but he stinks. So.
Anthony says hi, Conor. Long time no
Oh,
hear. Hope you're
Anthony
well.
Herbert. I haven't spoken to Anthony since the Claude and the Bannister stream back in the day. We used the amount of innuendos. Oh my God. I'm not even going to get
It's
started
just
on that
his
one.
Bristolian accent, Anthony. Is just
Yeah, he's
so funny. He's the
brilliant.
one who's joining us at 9. Who's joining at 9 o'clock to do
He
the
used to
EFL
take the
stuff.
mickey out of his missus on live. He used to say
Oh,
that.
he did it. He did it on one. He did it on one. He didn't even. He thought he'd muted his camera. He thought he'd muted his like thing, and we'd not gone live at the time. But he went, right, I'm shutting the door now. I can smell you from here and your fanny fucking stink.
No, I remember him saying, I said, he
What?
started taking, yeah, no, he started taking a mickey out of his missus, and he said it's like looking at a widescreen TV. That's how big she is. And I said, oh my God, you're nice.
We love him. We love him. Hope you're
Yeah.
well, Anthony. Looking forward to chatting at 9 p.m. If you could replace any current QPR player with a Burnley player, who would it be?
I would take. No, this is actually quite tough. But who's that Moroccan one? He's good.
Anas Sarori.
Because I think he's young, he'll fit into how we play, and I think him being Moroccan with Chair, good link up there potentially. He's impressed me, especially more in the recent weeks as well. Before the World Cup, he's been popping up a few more goals and stuff. He's a really talented player, really.
No, and who would you send the other way?
Oh God, I'll give you. I'm trying to think who's useless. Well, most of them are. Most of them are, to be honest. But
I was going to say, I've just gone back to have a look at your last 3 results, apart from Livingston. I'll take
none
take
of
your
them.
pick.
Well, do you know? I'll give you Dykes. I mean, I love Dykes, but you can have him because that
We
means
actually
everyone can
wanted
stop.
him under Dash, I think. I think under Dash we wanted him at one
Yeah,
point.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, anyone who played that sort of style of football wanted him because he could do what Dyche wanted, definitely.
And then I'm going to ask you the big question,
All right.
the one that always ends up testing people. You can go from Conor to Conor the legend to Conor the
Yeah.
ball bag within a matter of seconds.
I am the ball bag.
That goes back to what you're playing with, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Oh, now it's funny. I will give you a little story here. On
Ooh,
Monday, this was literally Monday, I was at the FA, had a meeting at
yeah.
the FA with talking about safeguard and all that. And they ordered Domino's in for us. Now they bought all selection of pizzas and ham and pineapple was there. Now I was thinking to myself, if I get one, will people look at me in a different way? Like, I was genuinely thinking this. And I was like, well, I'll slip a piece on there, see what just to see if anyone says anything. And as soon as I sit down, is that ham and pineapple you got? I said, yeah. He says, you can't eat that. I said, why can't I eat that? He said, that's forbidden. I said, who said it's forbidden? Yeah, but I'm Italian. Yeah, but this is a Hawaiian pizza. Yeah, but I'm Italian. No, but this is a Hawaiian pizza. It's not an Italian pizza. I know pizza's normally Italian, but in Hawaii they add this stuff to it. Oh, yeah, but it still ain't right. I said, have you had it? He said, no. I said, well, exactly. And I ate it very happily. So that solves the riddle for you.
It does. Anthony says it there. Conor loves pineapple on a pizza.
That is a naughty one. I know what you're trying to do there, mate. I know what you're trying to do. Who do you think
Anthony
you
has
are?
told me because when we're at I think it were at like 300 subscribers or something. I did like the one chip challenge.
Hmm.
I did that. Then at something like I think at 500 I did like the I'm a Celebrity set that you can get, so you like et bugs and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
So I did that for some reason. That were horrible.
Hmm.
Anthony says at 1K I need to go and stand outside Ewood Park in my Burnley shirt, eating a ham and pineapple pizza outside the Jack Walker statue.
Oh, you'll get slaughtered.
The last time
Absolutely.
I was wearing anything Burnley around Ewood Park was when I was younger. I'd just been there to do a college course,
Hmm.
and me and my mate were just like kicking ball about side of. Funnily enough, remember the Blackburn fan, that super fan at the time? I think he's passed away now, but Birdie.
Oh yeah.
We were literally kicking a ball outside his house, and he looked out at window and said, "What you dingle see you next Tuesday is doing outside here."
Hmm.
And I went, "Bloody hell, you opened that window quick, didn't you, with that extra finger of yours?" Anyhow, he shut window, and he were giggling. Anyway, my mate's kicked ball past me, so I've gone to get it. This bloke's nearly run me over,
Yeah.
and when I've looked up, he's wound his window down and said, "You inbred fuck," and drove off. And it's only at first, like when I clicked and looked, it was Matt Derbyshire.
Oh god.
And I'm just like, right, so Blackburn's biggest fan's giving me shit from his front room window, and now Matt Derbyshire's just nearly run me over and called me an inbred. Thanks, really appreciate it. So yeah, I think I will be getting probably a lot of hate if I do that, but it should be fun. Should be fun.
I'm just gonna say, if anyone wants to come at me for eating pineapple on pizza, some people are willing to put their sausage in tuna. And I ain't gonna say what I mean by that. So if you want to start going down that direction, yeah, just you worry about what you do. That'd be my concern. Yeah,
That's true. It's true. The missus says she agrees. She agrees. Emma says, "Can I ask you a question? Would you drink a pineapple tequila and shot of vodka, Dan?"
no, if it's alcohol, yeah, I would. Yeah,
I couldn't give a shit if it's alcohol. But if
there's a
he
bear shit
gave
in
it
the
me by
woods.
the time I'm already pissed, I wouldn't even care.
Yeah, there's a bear shit in the
Although
woods.
I draw the line at Sambuca. I can't stand the
Oh, I
stuff.
love sambuca. Oh god, yeah.
I remember I did a shot once and it went down, and Marisa goes, "You all right?" I went, "Yeah." And she went, "Good, because there's another one coming." And they were just being passed down. And I got the second one. And I thought, this ain't going down. I can't swallow it. So I went, "I'm just gonna
I've
go
heard that
to
before.
the." So I ended up going to the toilet and just bleh. But
Oh god.
the first one I could stomach. The second one, Not so much. Luke says, Kate, I can just imagine every time you have a pineapple pizza, Dan just starves himself, and she does hardly have them. Ish, decontamination in the oven. But Anthony says, yeah, it's lovely. Speaking of pizza, we do a pizza dog. It's just as bad. Yeah, weird. Anthony says, Conor, you ball bag. Pineapple belongs on a pizza, as they save me. No, honestly, on that bombshell, you ball bag.
Oh, charming.
Really, really do appreciate you coming on. I do have one final question, but it's not in regards to obviously that disgusting question I asked last. But your scoreline for Sunday, how do you think it's going to go?
Well, my heart and my head are saying two different things. I'm sure you get this all the time. My head's saying a 2-1 Burnley win. But my heart, which bleeds blue and white, is saying a 1-0 QPR win, which is very optimistic because keeping a clean sheet down at Loftus Road is a very rare thing. There's more chance of me winning the lottery. So that being said, you never know, but I live in hope.
Well, you never know. You never know. Aidan says, I'm guessing you want us to beat Sheffield United, but I'm telling you now we're going to lose 7-0. By the way, didn't we beat QPR 2-1? I mean, Aidan, I think he's a Huddersfield fan. So,
Huddersfield, their manager, why does he speak about 5 different languages? Have you noticed? Have you seen his accent?
yeah, he's like Scottish,
weird.
Spanish,
German,
Dutch, what German. He's honestly, it's weird. His accent, isn't it?
it's proper dodgy. That ain't right.
No, it's not. No, I mean, I've heard people speak weird after having a stroke and stuff, but that is something else. That is definitely something else. AFCB Fan TV says 1-1 half-time FA Cup. Is there some FA Cup games on right now or something?
Really? And why is it? Yeah, but why is Bournemouth playing? That's why they're third round.
Yeah, I thought there would be. What am I doing here? Blah, blah, blah.
I ain't got a clue.
Let's have a look. Oh, my next one.
And on a Thursday night?
Let's have a look. Live score. Yes, I'm over 18. Of course I am, you fool. Oh, Gillingham versus Dagenham and Redbridge. It's 1-1.
Oh my God, what a game. Guys, close all the banks, close all the shops, put the TV on. Gillingham, Dagenham, Redbridge is on, guys. Come on. What a game.
Anthony's gone 2-2.
Oh, I'll take
Gone
that.
for a Desmond.
I'll take anything. I'll take anything.
Well, to be honest with you, Anthony, I would I take it? First game back? Yeah. I mean, a point on the road. Who wouldn't take a point on the road?
Yeah. That'd be
so
a good result.
I would take that. I would definitely take that. Conor, you've been an absolute gen. Really do appreciate it. Again, thank you so much. We will one time see that face that we didn't get to see on camera. I'm sure we'll see it on. We'll see it on TV at some point as well. Dishing out yellows and reds to our teams. But thanks very much for your time.
Anthony actually has a photo of me on his wall. I'm sure of it. He has
it as his phone wallpaper, does Anthony?
Oh yeah. I'm better looking than his missus, aren't I? So don't blame him.
What's she saying next door, eh? Yeah. Well, that's what I can hear.
What's going on next door?
Oh, you don't want to know. Everything goes on next door.
Love thy neighbour.
I love one side of the neighbour. The other side, I mean, if pineapple on pizza makes you a ball bag, then she is. Oof. She's something else. That said, no, really appreciate it, Conor. Thank you very much. As I say, it really does mean a lot for you to give up your time. So I really appreciate it.
No, it's fine. I'll be watching at 9 o'clock as well, definitely. Because I know some of these people in the chat as well, because I haven't caught up with them in ages. So it'd be great to see everyone again.
Definitely get yourself involved. And I'll have to get you on for one as well, so you can get your predictions in.
Definitely.
On one. That'd be good as well.
But getting me and Anthony on one stream is it might get reckless. So I'll warn you more.
Yeah. I'll separate it for now and then think what could one person be with the other? Like, is it hell? Is it sort of how could it mash?
It's all his fault, though. I blame him.
Oh, it's always his fault. He loves to get everyone in trouble. But I'd say thank you very much. This is available. This will be available, by the way, on your podcast platforms via Google, Apple, and Spotify on all podcast streams. I will get that sorted out after the 9 o'clock one, so you should be able to listen to it. If you think I've got a face for radio, then you can hear it as of tomorrow morning. I'll put a tweet out saying it is live. But thank you very much, everyone. Thanks again, Conor. Thanks, everyone, for their comments. Really do appreciate what everybody said, whether it's a loss or win. However, as I say, we will be back at 9 o'clock. We will be covering the EFL predictions with that dirty Bristolian, Anthony Herbert. He'll be in giving us his predictions. Then tomorrow evening, we will be doing the live watch-along for the Deutsch versus... I said Deutsch, that's German, you dick. The Dutch against the RG Bargies in the quarterfinals. And then, sod the World Cup. Domestic football is back. And we will be bringing you a live watch-along of the game on Sunday from 12:45. So be there. Last two comments coming through as well. Nate says, I don't know enough about Burnley to make a prediction. Trust me, we're going to go through every championship team, and it's just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun. Henry says, thank you for the stream, Dan. Really appreciate that as well, Henry. And I'm sure I will see you at 9 o'clock. The missus says it's just a guessing game, Nate. It sure is. 6-0 Burnley, yes.
Well said. That's nice, isn't it?
Doran Tours in the building. Hi and bye with one. Just, I will say before we call it, massive congratulations to yourself as well. He won. He's actually won. You know Mr. Beast, the YouTuber?
Yeah.
Dora's actually won his 10 million subscriber diamond plaque. So he's, I mean, I don't know how much it's going to be worth. I really don't. But just to even be on Mr. Beast's header when he's one of the most successful YouTubers on YouTube, and to have won that is fair play. But hope you're well, mate. Congratulations on that win. And thanks for keeping our place warm in the Premier League anyway, being a Forest fan. I'm joking.
Oh.
Anthony says, good stream. Luke says, neither do I, Nate, and I work for the bloody club. It's madness, though. Madness. Absolute madness. But enjoy it. And thanks for tuning in. We will wrap this up. As I say, we'll be back in less than an hour when you can catch us getting every single prediction wrong, especially me. I'm always bottom. That said, like a bottom, that's where it ends. And that's how this one is going to end. Thanks again, Conor. Take it easy, everyone. See you at 9 o'clock and speak soon.